sure you know that awful sinking feeling when you want to talk to your loved one and you've been building up to it, you have something important to say, and you say, can we talk now? Is it a good time? And they say, no, I don't want to talk. It's not a good time. Or they brush you off in some way that makes you feel so unbelievably thrown away and insignificant. And it's a lot worse because it's been difficult for you to get to the point where you can address an issue that's of particular relevance and meaning for you. So what do you do with that feeling of disappointment and brush off and powerlessness when you want to talk but your loved one doesn't want to? So here's a tip on managing that disappointment, the refusal, and your sense of having to stuff it once again, having built up to the moment when you felt good enough to be able to share your stuff. First of all, the best thing to do is to get in touch with your disappointment, because that's going to guide you as to the best way of expressing your feelings in the moment so that your partner doesn't brush you off again, because that's exactly what you want to avoid. You don't want to keep going around in this circle of building up, making the overture, and then getting dismissed again. So use your disappointment to craft a message, not about what you wanted to say, but about the impact that your loved one has on you. That's the most powerful way of making your loved one know that what they're doing has an effect on you, not just at that moment, but for the future of the relationship. That just because they don't feel like talking, or they're dealing with their own stuff, or they're defending themselves, or whatever it is they're doing, that it has no consequence for you. They need to know that what they do and how they do it has a huge impact on how you experience them and the future of your relationship and the tone of all your communications. So craft the message. It makes me really sad that when I'm ready to talk, you don't want to talk. Say it makes me disappointed. It hurts me. Leave the other person out. Just let them know about the impact it had on you. I bet you it'll get through like nothing else, because it's not accusatory and it's not making them into the bad guy. All it does is express your feelings. It has a second benefit. It kind of arouses your loved one's curiosity about why you would get so upset if they're not in the mood to talk. And it also arouses their curiosity about what's making them feel threatened by your invitation to talk. So all sorts of things are going on in the moment. You have the best window to share the anxiety you have about talking and the fears they have about letting you talk. So in that one moment, if you give them feedback about how you're feeling and then move to what you wanted to talk about, it kind of primes them in a way that helps them take a moment to see if this is something really frightening. Do they need to run away? Is it going to be that bad? Are they going to have to take care of you? Are they going to be burdened? Or is it just listening to where you're at and getting some information about the status of your relationship and something that you can both work on together? That's the window that you want to open, that curiosity window about you and about your loved one and what's going on about them. Then you also can join in that curiosity and say, I wonder what's going on inside you that you keep pushing me away and you don't want to talk to me whenever I want. Instead of having a fit of pique and saying, oh, well, you never want to talk when I talk. I bet this is your way. And you know, be angry and upset and just trade insults and accusations and hurts, because that doesn't really get you anywhere. So let's recap. When you get the brush off, for whatever reason, when you built that energy up to talk about something that's really important for you, you did a lot of work. You were frightened, you were concerned about the response, so you worked on it, you rehearsed it, you got your assertiveness up, you got your courage up, you got your self-worth up to share something with your partner, and all of a sudden it's, I'm not in the mood, it's not the right time, leave it alone, I'm not interested, or I don't want to talk. So first express your feelings of disappointment, hurt, and then go to that curiosity place, because if you do it by opening that window of curiosity on both sides, your loved one starts to wonder, what's the threat I'm really trying to avoid? Why aren't I interested? What am I trying to run away from? Then you can also be interested in what they're imagining you're going to say that feels so bad, and you can prime them that it's something about you and the relationship that they don't have to be afraid of. It's a piece of information. So you're giving feedback that allows the window to open. Your loved one is getting their guard down because you haven't made any accusations or traded any insults or stamped your feet in a peak of unhappiness that they're not playing your game. Open that window of interest and curiosity on both sides, and you will find that not only will you be more willing to talk in the future, in the moment, instead of building up and building up and building up to the right time, but your partner, your loved one, won't be so afraid to hear it, and they won't be having to keep finding excuses as to why it's not a good time. So follow my advice, and communication between you and your loved one will be more equal, be less threatening, and be so much more informative and intimate.